very little knowledge about it within the trust, and there was a lot of stigma around the diagnosis. I think I saw my diagnosis on a discharge summary. No one had talked to me about it, and I asked my CPN from CNTW if that was my diagnosis now, and she turned around and said, we don't want to give you that just yet because it's a death sentence. And I was like, what does that mean? And she says, once you've got BPD, no one will touch you, no services will think you've got any hope, and no one will try and help you, and everyone will just leave you to it. She said that's like one of the biggest suicide rates is with BPD, because of services just sort of dismissing people who are suffering with that. It also meant I could access dialectical behaviour therapy, which I think is one of a few things that has saved my life, because it taught me some coping skills with the trauma and what had happened to me. It taught me acceptance and grounding skills, so that if I dissociated or if I was hallucinating, I could try and stay leveled out and I could be present without feeling unsafe. And that was sort of my biggest challenge, was thinking that if I was mindful, which is like one of the key skills in DBT, if I had that, if I did those exercises, I wouldn't be safe if I was in that moment and letting myself feel everything I felt. In the end, I went along with it and I'm glad I did, because it really helped, and mindfulness is something that I still practice now. Achievement and the greatest thing to have come out of my mental illness. So my work with the Involvement Bank and with Paul and everybody there has been really helpful as well for my mental health, to feel like I'm kind of being able to give something back. Paul and I were talking the other day about peer support workers in general, and I said that a lot of people have said to me, why don't you undergo the training, why don't you become one? For me, I don't think I'm, it's not that I'm not strong enough or not resilient, but I don't think it would be, I worry that I would struggle to cope with the things peer support workers must hear and see and go through. So I think peer support workers are absolutely amazing, and I've got so much respect for everybody and appreciation for you all, and I think that it's very inspirational and very strong of you all to be in that kind of role and to take things on and to prioritise helping somebody over it's kind of like recognising that one person can make a huge difference to somebody's life, and I think in recognising that and accepting that, it can be a great motivation for coping with when you're hearing difficult things and seeing difficult things. I think it could be helpful. So, is that alright, Paul? Shall I everybody's different, and you should treat and help somebody and support somebody as them as an individual, and not think, well, this is similar to this other person that I spoke to. You have to treat somebody holistic. Is holistic the right word as well? Yeah. I'm getting a few nods. From a holistic approach, to think that all these different elements can make up a person, and it's not. I hope that people can see that if they work with somebody that's gone through that, there's always still hope, that there's recovery, there's always still hope for that person, and don't think either this person's really, really struggling or they're going to make it, because you could be that change in that life to help them to make it. I think the Involvement Bank has really enriched my recovery, to feel as though, that was a good word, wasn't it? To feel as though,
very impressed.
To feel as though I'm giving something back to a service that has improved so much and that has helped me and saved my life. I mean, CNTW got a mention in my book, so you know, I really credit the organisation for changing my life, and the Involvement Bank is an amazing example of the improvements that the trust can make in somebody's recovery and in their life.